Are returns a future for any online seller? The catalogue companies went under due to free returns. Burton's, the high street fashion stores, burdened by returns. The abuse of returns has now travelled to the online system, and a lot of people, a lot of customers feel that they're safe with buying because they can simply return it if they change their mind, if they just don't like it, or if it doesn't fit or otherwise. So a lot of sellers, such as me, the smaller sellers, are more or less inundated with returns, and the returns have grown. But today I have done something cool. I've collected for the last 14 days all of my returns. What I've done is I blindly accepted the return and I blindly refunded the customer, all to show what levels of return I get and who is the biggest return enemy. I'd like to give you the stats. So the amount of sales that I've made in the last 14 days was 293 packages, of which, and let me break this down to you, eBay was 153, Amazon 122, yeah, 122, Shopify was 26, Vinted was 12. Okay, so that's the number we've got, and now I'm going to tell you, we're going to go through the returns, and I'm going to count how many are eBay, Amazon, and Shopify. Vinted, you say? No. No returns with Vinted. We sold 12 and 12 customers never returned them. I got all the money for it and there was zero fees. If you want to look, here is the returns for the last 14 days. There it is. There's our 14 days of returns. As you can see, it is quite high. There's a couple more here. I didn't process them. Sadly, that was Richard done that, and I don't know what happened. That was put back up again, but was already sold. So that's going back out today. Now, the good news is that is Amazon 1. And here we go. So Amazon 1. I'm going to do this video with you watching me as I open and I explain to you what does what or what is where. So you can sit there. You can sit and watch me here. Can you see me? There it is. So we'll start with some of the open packages that we started opening. 14 days ago, it was a bit hard for me to control what was going on. I had a lot of things to do. So it was pretty good to let this all sit there so we can do a pretty good video, a substantial video on the returns, on who's returning it. Now, number one, I will start with this girl. This is a return. It is a brand new jacket. It was in a bag. It was sent to the customer, bagged, and it's an inside towel. It's called 2 Bare Feet. It was large, and the customer sent it back saying it doesn't fit. It's too big for her. Okay, but they sent it back like this, and if you look at it in the inside, it now needs cleaned because there's bits of whatever she's got on it, bits of shite on it, that basically I now have to refresh and put it back into a bag. So the cost of sending it cost me, I think it was about £6 because it was a pretty big parcel, it was a medium parcel. But she sends it back at her own cost and I lose the free postage to it. So already, this is an eBay return. We could do nothing about it. We could not complain. And sadly, that's loss number one. So eBay is 1 and Amazon is also 1. All right. Well, we know who's returning this one. Let's open this up. It's like Christmas, only I'm paying for it. Okay. Right. Let's have a look at this. Well. So this was different from what the customer ordered, and that was me. That was my first day back after Richard had died and I had to look after it and I couldn't. I picked the wrong item. Call it a fault return. My fault. So a fault return, there's one. No fault return is up above. Okay, happy enough. Right, so this is my fault return, but I will relist that and I apologize to the customer. Let's move on to the next one. So this is pretty good bag. That makes these bloody bags so strong. Okay, I think I know what this one is. Okay, so the customers put that into a TK Maxx bag. Very nice of her. Let's find out what is this return. Oh, Steve Madden's. Okay, so these are Steve Madden's. Again, that's not the way they were. The bag's now ripped internally. So the bagging in which this is done, that's all ripped internally. And the return, there you go, look. So the Steve Maddens are now scratched. Okay, and worn. And you can see there's a bit of wear on them. So that is now a wasted return. I don't know if I can get them cleaned up because the Steve Madden wrapper is also destroyed. So this is the problem with returns. And I know the customer's not put anything in it, but I know that this is, the customer said it didn't fit. This is the problem with this. So this would be eBay again. So that's now 2 returns from eBay, of which, no, 3 returns from eBay, of which one is my fault. Let's have a look at this. So this is also an eBay one. You can see it's eBay. So let's have a look at this. Right, okay, so it's just opened. There is nothing inside. And that's it. There's nothing inside. It simply is returned with no documentation. So I don't know what that is. I have probably blindly refunded the customer already, because when it says the item has been returned, I simply go ahead and just return it while I was so busy trying to sort my life out. So that is a wasted one. I will assume it could be faulty, it could be they don't like it, etc., etc. Why do they over tape them? This is a complete disaster. Why do people need to over tape them? So I don't want to cut too thin or too close to it, because it could be a battery and I could end up wrecking it. So I'm hoping, and it is, I think it's a battery. And there it is. William has sent that back. Oh no, it's not. So it's known as Architects. And that also, this is not good. That is my fault. I sent the wrong item to the wrong customer. One got one CD somewhere and another customer got the other CD elsewhere. So I put the wrong label on. That was my fault. Again, it was only my first few days back running my own business. So William ended up, so that is actually 4 returns from eBay, of which 2 of them are my fault. Oh dear. This is not looking good, guys. Trying to prove a point here, but let's see. Okay, nice bag. We'll try and keep that, recycle that. That's quite nice. Oh, sexy bag. Okay, right. Okay, so this one is actually, again, this is the customer said that it's not compatible. So they put it down as not as described, but it was as described. This was a Huawei, and I've got to check to make sure. I've already refunded the customer, and they've taped up the box so much that to do that we have to destroy the box. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check. Customer said it's not compatible. Now the bag's pretty badly damaged, whatever the customer's done. The bag is in really bad shape. Really bad shape. But the inner bag is pretty good. Let's have a look at this. So the customer has claimed that it doesn't work with their screen and it's not compatible. Yeah. There's a good reason for that. So I've just checked there, and I see there's damage in one of the LCDs. There's a massive dent in it, and I can show you this, I think. Look at the big, I don't know if you can see in that black square here. If I bring it closer to you, do you see the dent up in the corner onto the LCD? I would say there's your problem there. But I've refunded the customer, and that, my friends, is most likely busted now. So I refunded that fully. And who's to say that wasn't damaged by the customer? But the customer said it did not fit or it wasn't compatible. And the customer put on an LCD not compatible with this 2021 version. But you can see there's damage on the LCD. All right, so that, sadly, because I can do nothing now with eBay, that goes in the bin. And I think that was 100 odd quid. This is where returns are just absolutely terrible. If you make a mistake, you're the customer, you buy an item like a screen, and you can just send it back and say, not compatible, doesn't work, doesn't fit, and you get your money back. There's nothing you can do about it. I've tried so hard with eBay to call them and ask them this. And again, it just seems to be a constant issue with, now this seems to be, I don't know where this comes from. So there's no indicator. There's nothing in there that says where it comes from. But if I look at this, okay, so it says chargeable return on the return label. And that was a customer who sent it back and said it doesn't fit. So that's an eBay customer. I remember that one. 5 returns so far on eBay and 1 return on Amazon, of which, there's the packet slip there. eBay, wrong size or doesn't fit. So have you noticed it's been changed? Before it used to say, because it was the wrong size, you could then say it's the seller's fault. But doesn't fit says it doesn't fit me and I thought it would, so I bought it to fit me. And this is a big problem. This is a big problem. You can describe the hell out of it and you still get the items back. So that has to be restocked, but it is customer fault. And they call these things called compassion returns, or I can't remember the name of them, where eBay constantly push you to give the money back at your expense. Okay, so this is just simply, again, nothing in it. There's no information so far. And remember, I offer free postage. Yeah, there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there to say what it's for, who it is. You can see it's been opened. It was a brand new battery. Now it ain't. But it says that it's a replacement battery, and I will never know because I went ahead and refunded the customer. I will try and I'll have to restock it and then try and find out later on. But that's an eBay return because that belonged to the thing. So again, that is now 6, of which 2 are my fault and 4 are not. 1, 2. There we go. 2 were my fault. And if it comes up that it comes as faulty, we have to assume that it's my fault. Okay, there it is there. This person has decided wisely to put their little return slip in for us so we can find out who they are. Some people don't care. All right. Right. Okay. So this one is Huawei battery, a 396285, and it says it's defective. I will trust the customer to their word, and that will have to be disposed of very soon. I've already refunded the customers anyway. So that then would be eBay, and it's my fault return. Next one. Open all these ones up. I mean, I wish there was a better system for returns. Let's have a look at what's this one. Right, so the customers put a return slip in, and of course it's eBay again. This one is for an iPhone white touch glass replacement. And this customer says it's different from what I ordered. Now, that's a bit weird. iPhone 5S SE. Okay, that's an iPhone 5. That's been listed as an SE, but that's an iPhone 5. All right, so that customer's correct, but that is return, and that is my fault return as well. This ain't looking good. You wonder why they banned me on eBay. Anyway, let's just keep going, shall we? Let's just open these girls up. Now, the problem is when you tape the crap out of it, we have to open it up. And to open it up can mean trouble. Okay, so that is coming back as a chargeable return as well. And it is for, this was a really weird one. This is for a Abercrombie and Fitch. And the customer said, now it's brand new, and the customer said, this is what the customer said, that it was giving him itches. And it was very itchy. And he believes that someone had used it before. There's the tags on it. It's brand new. And he said that it was, we actually referred to this as defective. This was defective because it was itchy on his back. And he believes that someone wore it. And it looks fresh. It looks brand new. There looks like to be nothing. I mean, he's just screwed it up. It wasn't probably like that. But you can't blame packaging. But overall, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There it is. So that is, again, the customers claim that it was my fault, but I don't agree with that. I knew that wasn't the case. It made no sense. So I would normally complain to eBay about that. Of course, they would say, please go ahead and return, or please go ahead and refund the customer. We don't really care the report you make. You're allowed to make reports about people who abuse the return system, and clearly that's one of them. So no fault basically is there. So far it's 9 returns on eBay, 1 return on Amazon. Right, next one. This is good crack. Oh, I know this one. This one is very upsetting, this one. This is a Stuzzy. I gave it on sale after I was with, after Richard had died, and I just put it on sale because the guy offered it, and I said, yeah, take it. And I was really worried about this. Okay. And the first thing I see is the lace is gone. Oh my God. There's makeup. There's makeup on a brand new Stuzzy. And what they said was, they haven't put it in the thing. I knew this was going to be a problem, but that ain't the way it used to be. There's makeup all over it. And the lace is gone. The actual lace is gone. So the lace out of here, out of the front is gone, and makeup all over it. See it there? I can't sell that as brand new. That is just a complete disgrace. I knew this looked like a con because it looked too quick, and they said that it was too big, I think. Too big. But clearly they've took the lace out of it, the Stuzzy lace, because it has marked Stuzzy on it. That's gone, and they've returned it mucky. So they've used it and they've worn it, and you can see the makeup on it. There you go. All that is now is we get it clean. Look at the marks. Look at that. The dirt marks all over it. Brand new Stuzzy. There you go. And that is the reason why eBay are a nightmare. Okay, so I'm putting that down as that is going to be not my fault, but the customer. That's it returned to me. That's an Amazon return. It's a book. Doesn't say why it's returned, but there it is there. That now has to be relisted. So that's Amazon. We'll assume they weren't happy with it. And we'll put that down as not our fault, but the customer's fault. So far, 2 Amazon returns and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 returns with eBay. Going through to the next one. This one here, I know was an eBay one because again, I was dealing with it at the start when I first dealt with it. And the customer said they couldn't work it. And they wanted me to give technical advice, but we're not the people to offer that sort of thing. So that, I would say, they couldn't work it. They couldn't put the GSM card in it. It's a tracking system. It's for older people. It's pretty good. But again, now well, they put sticky tape all over the brand new box. So that is, I would say, I can't work it. I'm not going to read it, and it's too complicated for me. So that goes down as a no fault scenario. There's another one. Again, this was an eBay return. This one was an eBay return by, all the stuff's falling down behind you. This was an eBay return, and the customer said they just simply didn't like it. It was a Christmas order. They ripped the label, they opened it up, and it was only £6, but it cost me £3 to send it over, £3.50, and they just said they didn't like it. And it said Christmas on it. They didn't like it. So it's quite nice, actually. It's quite a nice folder, but it was only £6. But they sent it back, and it cost them £3 to send it back to me. I don't get that. Anyway, it was as described, so they didn't put down not as described, but they didn't like it, and as a consequence, I lost the free postage on it. And of course, any advertising fees. So yes, I'll put that down as well. So that would be eBay, not my fault. All right. This one's going to be fun because it's all taped with duct tape. And I can see already it's an eBay return again. I don't know what it is. I'll just have to open it from the bottom because that amount of duct tape on top would be a nightmare to get through. It's like the reverse of Christmas. Okay, sandals. So these are summer sandals. They've not been worn. The bag's been destroyed. So the bag that held it is now destroyed, as you can see. They just ripped it. Look, look at this. Look, there is the opener. You open it like so, and you pull out the sandal. No, not me. I'm going to tear the bag open and pull them out like it's, I don't know. Look at that. Just tore the bag and then return them. And why did they return them? Does not fit. So ultimately, there is another one. That is another eBay. Not my fault. Does not fit. We describe it. We do it well. We got another return. Again, I know this is an eBay return because it says it's chargeable. I think when we do a chargeable return on the, yeah. This one was the customer said they just didn't like the battery. I didn't like it. Just don't like it is what they said. So I need to restock that. And I think it was about £12 for that battery. But it cost me £3 to send it. Okay. And on we keep going. Yes, the returns continue. Oh, I forgot to put that down. As we keep going. As I said, businesses have went bankrupt in the name of returns. All the catalogue companies started going really bad. Oh, crap. Oh, I know what this is. Yeah, so this was, I just cut the sleeve. This is what I'm saying. Look, I just cut the outer sleeve of this. This is a cuckoo, what do you call it? A cuckoo case for a Samsung Tab 8. That's what it says. It says on there, on the top of the label, says a Tab 8 and cuckoo case for a Samsung Tab 8 on the 10.5 2021, which is exactly what that is. And the customer return reason is wrong size or doesn't fit. Returned. And that's my cost. So either they didn't know what type of tablet they had, but it seems to be my expense because they didn't investigate what tablet they had. It had to be me had to pay for the postage because I offer free postage to that. And I lose all that money. I have to refund that customer that money, which is it's a joke. It's a complete joke. So this is another eBay one. Why? Because it's got the eBay branded packaging. Customers just put it back into the packaging they got. Let's not waste any time. Okay, so these are whatever these are. I have no idea. Oh, I think I know. They're for like clamps for holding up sets. And I don't. Oh, the Studio Barbell quick lock collars they're called. But there's nothing in it. There's no indicator how long that return's been sitting there. And they look like they've not even been opened. They've not even been opened. So if they haven't been opened, to me, that's a no fault. There's no fault of mine, in other words. Okay, so we're on to return. What's this? I don't know. I'm getting tired now. It's like Christmas, isn't it? All right, so this is another dress. The return slip fell out. And, oh, you wouldn't believe it. Wrong size or doesn't fit. It is a Sosander floral blouse, size 16. And I'll just confirm that is size 16. Because, yeah, it's important. Now, I understand that, you know, fashion can be a nightmare. I don't know. Hold on. That's actually not been opened. No, it has. They've just taped up the top. Funnily taped up the top. I'll just check inside to see if it's size 16. Yep, it says size 16 there. So as described, it is size 16, but the customer says it does not fit. Oh. Fashion is one of the highest returns, and we only sell fashion on eBay. Or I only sell fashion. I have to stop the I and the we now. But that ultimately is another no fault return with eBay. Right, so I opened this one up. This is a Riverside Polo. This was another eBay return, and the customer said they just didn't like it. It's a River Island. I think we sold it for about 25 quid for a River Island. It's quite a nice top, actually. It's medium, otherwise I'd wear it. It's for men, it's not for women. Anyway, there it is. That is a non-eBay or a no fault to my return. And I knew that was eBay. Right, what else have we got? World. So World red track bottoms. And again, this is opened by me at the start of when I started this 14 days ago. And that was returned again for being the wrong size or didn't fit. That is, and I paid for the return on that as well. No, sorry, I didn't pay for the return. They paid for the return, but I paid for the free postage there. Okay, here we go. Ara, pack and slip. These are shoes. They are Spanish company. They're quite nice made shoes actually. I've got a few of them, and the customers returned it, and the return slip says wrong size or doesn't fit. It's a really, really regular one now, and I'm just looking at the bottom. Right, there's no wear on that. There is a wee bit of wear inside the shoe. Maybe they were wearing it for a bit, but saying the wrong size or doesn't fit. And the box itself is well, look, there's a couple of scratches on the leather. And again, they just throw them back and they just basically dump them in and hope that I can deal with them. Ultimately, that is no longer new because the box is pretty destroyed by going over there and then back. So there's another one, wrong size or doesn't fit. You should see the pile behind you guys. Now, this is another one. This was a Pretty Little Thing jean top that was sent back wrong size or doesn't fit, and it was also eBay. That is another 3 that I need to add to the list. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now, this one was annoying. This one is annoying as well. I opened this one and I was really upset by this. This customer didn't like this. It's a satellite phone. And they peeled off the warranty sticker here and put it back on again. You see that? So the warranty sticker, they said they didn't like it. And if you have a look, it was brand new. If you have a look at the screw at the back, they've damaged the screw. Now, I'm not sure if that's ours anymore, because the warranty sticker has been peeled off and put back on again, or the warranty sticker's been put on it. So that ultimately has come to a point where we don't know if that's ours, if it's a swap out and the customer has swapped it out and kept our one and sent back their faulty one and said they just didn't like it. And that's what they said. I was like, why would you not just like a satellite phone? I don't get that, but that's what they said, and they got away with that. eBay allowed that. Here's another one. I know these ones. These are my batteries. We sell lithium batteries on eBay. Of course, we're not allowed to sell the thinner version. This is a 2650. This is called a company called Lithium Works. There they are there. We sell them like hotcakes. And the customer sent them back. What was the reason? Yes, they just didn't like it. But we sent them over to the customer, specialised delivery, and that cost us about £5. We made about £3 on it, and they basically sent it back saying they don't like it. They don't like the batteries. See, that is where I'm absolutely gutted by the whole thing, you know. Here's another one. This one is, because I looked at this one. This one here is a Cello rechargeable electronic flexible lighter. That's what it is. It's a flexible lighter. It's the exact same one as described, but the return reason was ordered the wrong item. Customer sent it back at their own time or their own expense, but we lost the postage on that, and we have to restock it. Moving forward, that box is now near enough empty. There's a keychain light has been returned. I don't know why. I cannot understand why. I'll just check to see if it works. Maybe it's faulty. Oh no, there's two of them. It's double pack. It looks like they've not been used. They're keychain lights. Just turn them on to see if they work. Where's the turn on button? There's one. Now, I don't know why they were returned, but I went ahead and repaid the customer anyway. Just turn them off. Oh boy, they're bright, aren't they? Yeah. Okay. That doesn't turn off. Try and turn this one off. Maybe there's a special way of turning it off. Read the manual, Al. Read the manual. They're very bright though. I can hardly see that now. I'll turn that away because it's really, really bright. 1, 2. Ah, there you go. That's probably what's happened. You know, so basically to turn it off, you have to go 1, 2, 3. There you go. So to turn it off, you have to press it 3 times. I bet my money on it, they couldn't turn it off. There it is. I don't know. Does have, well, the manual's gone. Maybe that's what's wrong. The manual's away. I wonder, was the manual in it? But I mean, common sense would prevail that you 1, 2, 3. Oh. Yeah. 1, 2. Wow. Nonsense. There we go. All right. So they are working. So I have no idea why they were returned, but I went ahead and refunded the money anyway because I was just too busy to deal with the returns. Because you have to phone up and complain to eBay when it comes in. So I'm going to assume that's no fault as well. And that leads that to that. That's not a return. That has to be listed. We are left now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left of 14 days. And this is a return, but it says nothing about the actual return. There's nothing in it. It is a battery. So I don't know what's wrong with that. So I'm going to have to test that battery, which is more expense. Test it, re-merchandise it, and then put it back out for sale and hope that the other next customer doesn't go, oh, I don't like it now because it's used. But it's not used. Oh, but it looks used. It's got a fingerprint on it. So, I mean, you have to shine it up and spit and shine it to make it better again. So this looks like a drill battery. And then they've taped up the bag so badly, so hard, that the box is ruined and I have to buy a brand new box to re-merchandise it if the customer doesn't like it. All right, here we go. It's coming out of the open. Put that box in the rubbish. And what have we got here? Item defective, a Makita Wow. That's really, really hard to understand. It's got our tabs on it. So, item defective. Never seen that before. Not with Makita. So, I'll have to assume that it's defective because no one would send back it, if it was defective. So, that Makita would be my fault, which I'm happy to accept. Anything that's my fault or my doing, come on. It's only fair that the customer gets their money back and I pay for the return postage. Absolutely. I totally agree. But there's a lot of piss taking going on right now. A lot of piss taking. Now, this is weird. It's just taped up that much. You'd need, I don't know, science degree to get it. So there you go. That's the box emptied. There's nothing inside. There's no packaging inside to tell you what it is. That is another laptop battery. And laptop batteries can be disastrous. But I've noticed that sometimes what people do is they buy the battery, assuming it to be the battery, and it's just the power charger. And they don't, they just send the battery back. Blame the battery for the problem. So I just have to test that because I won't be able to know. And I then default that as my fault because it may be faulty. Okay, we're coming down to our last. Thank goodness, says you guys. They go mad. Put it in a big black bag, fold it up 12,000 times, and then sticky tape with plaster, with look. It's a bag, it's a bin bag. But the bin bag is that much bag to get to the actual unit itself. Oh, hello, I think I know this one. I've seen this, I packed this. And this is not as described or pictured. Okay, let's have a look at this. So this states that it is a smart home Zigbee white wall touch smart light switch 2-gang, and it's returned as not as described or pictured, which is a false strike on me. And let's find out if it is. So far, it is a Zigbee. It is that very one. Oh dear. So it says that it is a 2-gang white Zigbee. And there it is. That is a 2-gang white Zigbee. 100% it is. Looking at it, it doesn't seem to be used, but the customer has returned it saying it's not as described or pictured. There it is. So odds are this is a return that's been faked, and now the state of it, because it was put in, it used to be a brand new box, now it's crumpled, it's not so hot now, but there it is. That's going to be that's a lie, that's fraudulent. We'd normally report that fraudulent case, but eBay do nothing about it. Thank you for your report, they say. Thank you for your report and keeping eBay community safe. It's a load of nonsense. All right, so I'm going to mark that as the customer fraud, and I had to pay for that loss. Now, we're going to count this up because we all now know that the majority of returns are eBay. Not Amazon, eBay. Ah, this one. This one I was really concerned about. This was a big, expensive one. Yeah, so this is a Nocco. No, look, nothing in it. Customer said it's faulty. And I want to know if this Nocco is faulty. It was brand new in the box, and the customer stated that it's faulty. Okay, so looking at this, it doesn't look like it's been charged. There's no wear and tear on it. It seems to be the brand new one. So there doesn't seem to be a swap out on it. The actual cables look to be non-touched. There's the charges for the Nocco, see that? There's the thing for it. And what I have to do is I have to plug it in, because it won't work unless you plug it in. It has to be plugged in for it to activate. I bet you that's what it is. Oh, I turned it on and it never worked. Okay, there's no power in that. This is a Nocco, so it comes with warranty, manufacturer's warranty. So if it is faulty, I'll send it back to the manufacturer and get a refund or a return. But odds are this needs to be charged by the looks of it. So I'm going to test this, but it does look like there's no juice in it. I'm holding on, the clips are in, and there's nothing going on with that. So I'll put that down as, because it is a really expensive item. So I'm glad the customer returned that, because that's my problem. You know, that's a really expensive problem, but my problem nonetheless. So I will put that down as my fault. There we go. My fault, return. And that, nope, there's another one. There's another one. So this is the last of them, I think. Yep, that's the last of them. And this would be, oh, did I mark that down? I did mark that down as my fault, didn't I? You know what? I'll give it one more just for luck. Just I want to make sure that it's my fault. And this customer said not as pictured or described. This one here. This was a battery for a ZTE, not a ZTE battery. So it's an OE, or otherwise known as a compatible. So they call it a battery for ZTE. The customer said it wasn't as described. It was exactly as pictured. It was exactly as described. The customer had give a strike on me, and I had to pay for the return postage. The cost of the return postage and send it was in around £8. This item cost me, or this item cost the customer £8 with free postage. So this is a zero out. It cost me £8 to sell it and get it back, and that's what the price was. And this is why we have to look at the return system, because it's no longer viable to sell stuff like this. And I kept it for that very reason, because it's just too expensive to take back returns now. And by the way, why should I take that back when it says it's not as described and the exact same item is on the picture of the eBay site? So let's do a tally up here now. I'm just going to put that down as customer fraud again. And boom, there it is. So Amazon gets a big 2. Shopify gets a big 0. Vinted 0. eBay gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So there's 28 returns, of which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are mine, are my fault. With eBay sales of 153 items, you got 28 returns. That's very portional. And a lot of them are doesn't fit or is not as described. And every single one of them, when it comes to not as described, I pay for the return, and it doesn't have to be evident. You don't have to provide evidence that it is not as described. eBay tend to not care whether it's described or not. It's my fault, and it's up to me to report that it's not my fault. So it's up to us. The onus is on us to report this. So 28 versus 2. Now, Amazon come close to 122 sales, so only 120 sales were kept, and I got fully paid for them, and the fees are now much lower. So if you look at the returns to sales, the returns are higher. Now let me put in a bit of a balance of conversation so it's not sounding biased. Amazon are just books, and very few people return books. I've had some people say that the book is faulty, and eBay or Amazon just give the customer the money back. 10 is fashion, 2 were genuinely my fault, and the rest were known as not as described or faulty. Fashion seems to be, when it doesn't fit, it's my problem, and it shouldn't be the case. But here we are. That's me with my report done. Oh, no, it's not. It's 11 fashion. That big, massive rug. I forgot about that one. It's 11 fashion. I'm going to put that down on the video, of which 2 are my fault, and the rest are faulty or not as described. Oh no. And I don't like it. Okay. There we go. So returns, do they work on eBay? No. This is a big, big issue. This is another reason why eBay continually fails on their profits. Their profits have slid from 2021 and have continually declined. And here's another reason for it, eBay. You're not looking at why the sellers are struggling. Here it is. I'm putting it towards you. Everything that goes wrong with eBay is going to be reported back factually and statistically. So there we go. Oh, look, that's on a return packing slip from eBay. And that was that one that I couldn't find. There's it there. Haha. I didn't know what it was. The customer said it wasn't, it was defective. Okay, I have to assume that is the case. There you go. So there it is. And thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Good talking to you.